Welcome to News 4's Running with the Bulls MAC Championship Special. Alongside Nick Filipowski, I'm Josh Reed.
Over the next half hour, we're going to get you set for Friday's big game between the MAC East champs from Buffalo and the MAC West champions from Northern Illinois.
It's been a historic season for the Bulls. The first time they've ever won 10 games in a season, but head coach Lance Leipold says this is just the first step and was a much bigger goal.
It took a decade, but UB is finally back in the MAC title game. Their destination, Detroit. On Friday, the Bulls will battle Northern Illinois, but getting to the conference championship was never the end game.
It wasn't getting to Detroit. That was a goal. It wasn't the goal, okay? The goal is to win this football game. And everything that we're going to do is going to put everything that we can in to find a way to win a MAC championship.
Ford Field, the site of the MAC final, is also the home of the Detroit Lions. There's an adjustment when college teams play indoors and on NFL fields. UB is fortunate to have a friendly neighbor willing to help out.
Our great relationship with the Buffalo Bills and the opportunity to go to the Ad Pro Center, we're going to take advantage of that and get our guys in that environment. And it really pays off this week in some ways, Josh, is because that field has NFL markings, and a lot of people don't understand sometimes between hash marks and numbers and things like that, and with alignments, sometimes that can throw some people off.
Lance says his squad has done a nice job of keeping their emotions in check throughout the season, but knows the emotional meter will peak on Friday.
The heart will start pumping a little bit more and things when we land in Detroit, but again, the thing is you've got to stay within the moment, and it's another game against a team that we've played in years past, and hopefully, we keep that in check a little bit. But at the same time, we're playing for something special.
UB has a very dynamic offense. One element of that is the freshman duo of Jarrett Patterson and Kevin Marks. But let's face it, this offense begins and ends with quarterback Tyree Jackson and wide receiver Anthony Johnson, two players that, quite frankly, have left their mark on this program. Arguably the greatest pass and catching duo in UB history. Tyree, AJ, thanks for hanging out. Guys, what is the chemistry like between you two on the field?
It's an amazing chemistry, That's what we do on the field at practice, like the timing thing. We get the timing down and get everybody else to get along with us, and that just makes everything better for us when we get out there on the game field.
Yeah, I really think anybody could really have chemistry with AJ. He's a great receiver, and he's really made a lot of plays for us in these past two seasons, and it's been fun.
Speaking of making plays, you look back all the way to the Temple game. I would argue that there was a play that he made, that the two of you made together, that kind of set the tone for the entire season. And if you could, I'd like you to kind of run us through exactly what happened in that play.
They had man-to-man coverage, and we motioned AJ around, and I kind of seen it as just man-to-man. And whenever you have AJ one-on-one with the guy, you got to get him the ball. And the rest is just him making a play and doing something really special, and that really propelled us for the rest of the year. And I threw a 5-yard pass for a game-winning touchdown, but he did the rest, you know what I mean?
What do you see when you line up wide in this play?
I just say, like I said, it's man-to-man, like to be a great receiver, you got to be able to take advantage of any man-to-man period. That's what makes you a great player. So I knew once I came inside, I knew he was throwing me the ball. And like I said, Tone had an amazing block right there, so I just worked off his block, and I just did the rest myself. I make guys miss all the time. So you're not going to wrap me up, and I'm just going to break through that tackle.
What was that drive like? Because that, you're talking late in the game. Under a minute when you make that catch. What was that drive like?
It meant a lot to me, from what happened in the situation in the game, me not playing, and being able to come off the sideline and tell Coach I that I was ready to be in and make a play for the team. And him being able to trust me after the situation I went through the night before. So I felt it was amazing, to be able to make that play for my teammates, be able to suck it up and go out there and be the guy that I am. Like
you said, you make the 5-yard pass, but as you're watching him, he keeps breaking tackles. Was there any doubt in your mind the closer he got to the goal line that he was getting in?
Yeah, I didn't have a doubt. I tell the running backs and the receivers I have the best seat in the house for those plays. When they make those crazy plays, I'm right behind there just watching, and that was just a special play. And I think the biggest thing is if you watch how the team celebrated after that play and how everyone's running to the end zone and everyone's really excited because it just meant so much and it was bigger than just the game-winning touchdown.
People know about Tyree's big arm. They know how athletic he is. What do we not know about Tyree?
He's a fun guy to be around, you know, like off the field, on the field, you know, like we all like play around, we're all like goofy, you know, we just have a great time, you know. You gotta spend time with him, like we all just guys just having fun playing ball. 2 years ago, you're 2-10. Last year, you're 6-6. You get left out of the bowl game. What's this been like? What's this ride been like?
Having the opportunity to turn it around and make that change, you know. Our freshman year, my redshirt freshman year, we ended 2-10 on Bowling Greens on their field, and to do 10-2 on their field, like, that was a great feeling, and this has been a blessing and it's been a fun ride. I'm assuming that you're going to tell me now that the job's not done, right?
No, of course not. We got a lot to take care of, you know. We got to get back in the office, fix some things up, and take care of business.
We heard AJ mention the struggle that he went through before that Temple game. He lost one of his good friends, was killed, and I was at that Temple game, and it was just amazing to see how he was able to hold it all together, push through, and make that big play to help the Bulls win the game.
When you talk about character and talent, those are two big traits that scouting departments and coaches in the NFL, they take notice of, and both he and Tyree are two guys that are on a lot of radars in the NFL.
All right, still to come on Running with the Bulls. Jenna Harner chats with center James O'Hagan, the player that helps Tyree and AJ put up those great offensive numbers.
And all of a sudden, this magical 2008 season happens. And it starts in September with the incredible Hail Mary play, the Hail Willie play, where Drew Willie throws to Naaman Roosevelt to beat Temple. That was an early September game. And then all of a sudden, you're starting to wonder, boy, is there some things that are happening around here?
Welcome back to News 4's Running with the Bulls MAC Championship Special. Earlier in the week, I had a chance to speak with Toledo head coach Jason Candle. He coached against UB and Northern Illinois during this season. He said one of the things about Northern Illinois, their front seven is terrific, and it begins and ends with defensive end Sutton Smith.
Well, he's a big reason why that Northern Illinois' defense is the top-ranked defense in the entire conference. And this group as a whole, they are very experienced, and they're accustomed to playing on the big stage at Ford Field. If you've heard the phrase, act like you've been there before, Northern Illinois knows exactly what that means. Including this year's appearance, the Huskies are playing in the MAC Championship for the 7th time in 9 seasons, winning titles in 2011, 2012, and again in 2014. Josh, as you've seen all season long, UB's offensive line has been tested, but they have stood tall all throughout the year, but they're going to be in for a 60-minute fight against the Huskies defense.
And the guy at the center of all of that is James O'Hagan, a guy who refers to himself as a freak and crazy. He goes 100 yards with News 4's Jenna Harner.
I am here with center as well as captain James O'Hagan. How are you?
Doing well.
Doing well. The dab is back. I love it. We got that to a T now. So we're going to walk and talk 100 yards. We're going to do this outside, but it's raining. You got to keep those luscious locks taken care of. Obviously. So we're doing this inside. You've kind of been on this team through the ups and through the downs. What's it been like to kind of see things come to fruition this year?
It's been awesome. I mean, we got a great group of seniors and a great group of guys, and to be one of the captains on this team, it's been a tremendous honor.
Along with being a captain, you're the center. Centers and quarterbacks tend to have one of the strongest roles on the team. How would you describe your relationship with Tyree?
Tyree's one of my best friends, and he's been tremendous through the season and stuff. So he's the man. He's the man. You guys are best friends too. Yeah. We've been roommates before, and he's a tremendous leader, and he's just a tremendous player in general.
So you're known for, I guess, a lack of an article of clothing. What's kind of your MO behind the shirtless mentality?
I mean, it's just a mental thing. I'm not going to let the weather break me. And it's just really a mentality that all linemen should have.
Especially here in Buffalo, of
Absolutely.
all places.
Yeah.
And there was a press conference that you showed up in an interesting outfit.
Yeah, I mean, I came out with my fur coat on and my eye black on. Kind of set the tone for the entire press conference, so it was pretty good.
It's time!
What's it like to be a leader of this team?
It's an honor. I mean, these guys elected me as captain for 2 years in a row, and just to be able to lead them day in and day out, like I said, it's just an honor.
Finally, quickly, what's this whole journey been like for you, especially getting to the point where you guys are now?
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I'm just so proud to be a UB Bull, and I'm really excited to go out and for the city of Buffalo and just get it done this weekend.
Well, we're going to wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for going the 100 yards. Back to you guys.
Sensational interview right there with James O'Hagan. And I can tell you firsthand, I was at the Ohio University game. That was not Photoshopped. That man had no shirt on, and it was all of maybe 10 degrees out.
Yeah, hey, look, if you're looking for a spirit animal, James O'Hagan is that guy for you.
Still to come on Running with the Bulls MAC Championship Special, the man that keeps the team strong and fired up. What motivates strength and conditioning coach Lou Caralla, and how he passes that motivation on to the players.
In 1958, the Bulls were the best team in the East, and because they were the best team in the East, they won the Lambert Trophy, which was given to the best college football team in this area. And with the Lambert Trophy came a bid to the Tangerine Bowl in Orlando, Florida. But remember, this was 1958, and things were not the same as they are now. So the stadium owners in Orlando, Florida would not allow the Bulls to have their black players play in the game. And the way that the team responded to that was they got together and voted and said, well, if those guys, Willie and Mike, aren't going to be allowed to play, then we're not playing.
Welcome back to News 4's Running with the Bulls MAC Championship Special. Over the last couple of years, we've gotten to know head coach Lance Leipold really well. He's very even keel. Win or lose, he's pretty much right here. There's a member of his staff that is right here all the time. He's shooting through the roof.
Yeah, Coach Leipold went out and got this program their own personal hype man. Strength and conditioning coach Lou Caralla has a knack to really inspire guys to continue to get after it, even after they've played a tough game.
Not at all. We get to live tomorrow. Yeah!
Where did you come up with this idea where after a game you're juicing guys up, getting ready for another tough day the following afternoon?
It started in camp. Coach Leipold always wants to finish the practice with energy, and they had to lift every day or every other day. So it was either you get to lift tomorrow,
we get to lift tomorrow,
or you get to lift today.
Let's go!
And it went from camp. So we just did it after every game too.
Do you guys think he's crazy at all?
Definitely.
A little bit. Yeah. One, Bulls out!
You got to live tomorrow. Like, just having that energy makes you really want to come in early morning and just knock it out.
When you see guys ready to go, excited about an opportunity to continue to kind of progress and get better.
Best year of coaching I've ever had in my life, not because of the win, just because of how much they bring out of me too. Like, this has been probably the most fun I've ever had as a coach, and it's because of them. They bring it every day. I don't have to try that hard, and they're excited. So it's a great environment.
Guys, best of luck this week in Detroit. We'll see you out there. Lou, congratulations. You're an inspiration. Hey, guess what? I'm sure you guys are going to lift tomorrow, right?
Not only did we make history tonight, but we get to live tomorrow!
You want to talk about energy and enthusiasm for a program. Lou by himself also had a separate fundraising campaigns where if you donated a certain amount of money, he would do exercises, he'd run stadium stairs, he'd do push-ups, he'd do hammer curls. He actually ended up in the hospital because of all the exercises he was doing. That's dedication to a program, and they got all the new equipment that they needed.
He's an intense individual for sure. And most coaches will tell you that games aren't won and lost on game day. They're won and lost the week leading up to kickoff. Very impressive. Nick is headed to Ford Field. The previews begin on Thursday at 5 o'clock, lead you right up to kickoff of the MAC Championship game. A special thanks to the UB Athletic Department for helping us put this special together. For Jenna Harner, Nick Filipowski, I'm Josh Reed. Thanks for watching.